guys, we're finally here. The finale of Watchmen. All our questions have been answered. My personal biggest question of the year, who's Lube Man? Did we find out this episode of Watchmen?
We didn't!
We didn't! We know it's Petey.
What we don't!
Wait for Petey.
So satisfied at the end that I didn't even
think about it. I just saw it online and made a joke. Hey guys, welcome to Fake Nerds Watch. We're talking about the finale of Watchmen. What's it called again? How they will
Pigs
fly?
in the
See how they fly.
See how they fly.
Yes.
Which is funny because you were like, "Where's that from? Where's that from?" And even my brain was, I was trying to wreck through my brain, and then it's the lyrics from "I'm the Walrus" by the Beatles.
Choo. I'm Ron Leopoulos, as always. This is Sparks Witty, Ben Magnet, and again we are here for the finale of Watchmen. I'll say it's my favorite show of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
It's maybe the best superhero show ever made.
Oh.
I love it.
Okay, so here's Game of Thrones.
It's not fair.
Watchmen.
That's not fair. If we're comparing like best
No,
season to best season.
Yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
not fair, but Game of Thrones. The thing about that, Game of Thrones was such a hype.
Yeah.
It was because last season, it's all gonna end, all the questions gonna be answered, and then there was Watchmen.
Yeah.
This is before October started.
Yes.
This is before.
Yes.
So we're like, man, I'm actually really excited. I don't know what they're gonna do about it. And then
Yeah.
we kept hearing things, and we're like, all right, we saw a few trailers. Episode 1, just hook, line, sinker, everything.
It's just been upward trajectory.
It's just
the entire time.
It's been going like.
Yeah, and we bring up Game of Thrones because it was a big finale that people were disappointed in. So I think a lot of people were coming in this going like, I hope they land it. And boy, did they land that elephant spaceship just right. They landed it perfectly, baby.
Like I said earlier, Chernobyl's the only show that could possibly compete with Watchmen at this point.
In this year?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
year.
I
Chernobyl did come out this year, right? Or am I thinking?
No, I think it came out this year.
It was this year.
It was this year?
Yeah, early. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the end 2019. There are things I don't remember anymore.
Yes. So,
I forgot Shazam came out this year until I was reminded earlier.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been a long year.
right.
Yeah. Jokingly, I talked about Lube Man, but honestly, most of our questions got answered this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think all of us had theories that pretty much all came true.
It was. I don't think we've ever been this right on a television show before.
Yeah, and again, it's not just me doing this. The internet does research and we all look things up. But
And the clues were good.
the clues are good. Yes, they don't. It's not out of nowhere. None of this is out of nowhere.
Like if you're thinking, you're figuring it out too.
Yeah. Adrian Veidt is on Europa, and this message does say "Save me, daughter." There's a scene where a spaceship lands, and he's like, "Well, look at this." And he looks at the time because he had a conversation with Lady True.
Before that, we see the flashback in 2008.
In 2008, yes.
When she went and found him. Oh, even before that, we see the 85
in
recording.
1985.
And she goes and
her mom, Beyond.
OG Beyond.
She's
She's got the big glasses. That's how you know.
I could not believe
dude.
that
the moment she was sneaking in there, I'm like, she's the mama.
Yeah, 100%.
The second we see her, I'm like, wait, how? And then
The second that she closes the doors and I see the big glasses, I'm like, oh, what's up, Mama Beyond? What are you doing? She sneaks in. Ozzy has this beautiful Alexander the Great painting, and hidden behind it is just a bunch of vials of his sperm.
Yeah.
For some reason. He says in this episode he hasn't given himself to a woman because he doesn't need the distractions.
He doesn't believe in the hedonistic distractions, much like Alexander the Great.
Yes. So Ozzy's a virgin. that's a little funny that he acts like so pompous and he's like, oh, women, they're a distraction to me.
It's like, I don't need sex.
But I will jerk off 1,000 times into vials. Because I guess that's what he does. Yeah. But Mama Beyond knows about this vault, and she goes in and she gets a syringe, and she lifts her legs up and F you, Ozzy, and squirts.
Like she actually says, F you, Ozymandias. Artificially inseminates her. This is, this is in 1985.
Yep. He's doing the Robert Redford speech.
Yeah, the day before
the squid.
The squid. So this is November.
You see it and everything.
Yeah, you see the squid. He's trying to record. There's a bunch of Vietnamese refugees on his thing, and then she slips out, gets out of Antarctica.
Yep.
I don't know how, but
good
she
on
does.
her.
Slips out after she slips in.
Which is good because if she would have stayed, she would have been murdered by Adrian.
Yeah.
Because he kills the entire staff so they can keep quiet.
Everyone.
So she slipped out, and that's a cool way of introducing Lady True. Because then in 2008, 20-something years later, 20 years later, she arrives at Karnak where he's just been doing his squid thing, and she's like, hi, Adrian, I'm like a fan, I love the way you kill people and save the world.
And you don't even get credit.
And you don't get credit, and she's just like sucking up to him, and he's like, well, I mean, I'm pretty cool, I guess. But you're just a fan. You can't use my.
He's like,
you can't use my bathroom.
He's like, I don't talk to fans. I don't care how hard you get out here. Go away.
Yeah, but then she starts
then she tells him
kissing ass.
Yeah, she starts brown nosing a little bit, and then she's like, "Well, you're the smartest man." And she's like, "Hey, I know what you did." He's like, "Oh, that's preposterous."
How do you know? Something like, "How do you know?" Well, I'm the smartest woman in the world.
Yeah. And then she's like,
not wrong.
Yeah, and then she goes like, yeah, I'm your daughter. And he's like, well, that's impossible because I'm a big OV dog. And she's like, well, my mom did this gross thing.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Hi, I'm sample 2346.
Yeah. Hi, dude, that's so good. Hi, I'm your sperm sample number. And he's like, I'm never gonna call you daughter.
And then he calls her. That's why sample 2346.
Yeah.
I will give you nothing.
Because Adrian had a fortune given to him by his parents, but he gave it away so he can grow up on his own to be rich. Like, he wants to come from nothing to become something. And he says the same thing to True. He's like, listen, I'm gonna do the same thing my parents did. I'm gonna give you jack shit so you can grow up and be awesome on your own.
Actually, his parents did give him all his money,
but he gave it away. That's true. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. She's like, cool. Okay. Bye. Cool. And then
because I have a plan.
Yeah.
But she also said, "Oh, I know he's on Europa." So
right.
She was playing him from the start.
Yes.
So she's like, in exactly 8 years, 16, 15, or 8 years, 3 months, to the minute.
My probe is going to hit Europa.
A satellite is going to go over Europa and take a whole bunch of pictures of the satellite.
And this is why the cake countdown stops at 8 years.
Yep.
Is because he was a statue for 2.
Yeah.
Holy shit, guys! That statue theory was real and true. People have been saying that since I saw that in episode 2, and I'm like, that's too dumb.
Wasn't that you?
I saw it online, but yes, it was me who brought it up. But I was like, I just know
because they kept transitioning between the two, and it's like,
but we see the elephant spaceship come down to pick up Adrian, and I'm like, oh, it looks like an alien, an elephant. That's kind of cool. And then he goes into the pod, and then there's a person-shaped hole, and I'm like, no, dude. You're not gonna do it. And
he was sitting right where I am right now. He's like, I swear, if he turns into a mother effing golden statue,
and then
I'm going to lose my shit.
So before we got there, was her saying, I have a plan to capture and destroy Dr. Manhattan so I could get rid of all the nukes.
Yep. So she's the bad guy.
Because your plan is just reruns.
Yeah. His miniature squids are just reruns, she calls it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like, I want to capture Dr. Manhattan. He's like, well, that's a little crazy.
I'm gonna build a blah blah blah. I just need billions of dollars.
I need $42 billion.
Yeah. And then
he's like,
no. Later, and he sees it.
Yeah.
When he's leaving, he catches a bullet from the games warden.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so good. Yeah. So all the people are saying goodbye to him, and then the games warden comes and you're not supposed to leave. And then we learn that Ozzy told the games warden to be an adversary. Wear a mask because people in masks.
Because people in masks are cruel.
Yeah, people in masks are cruel. He's like, you wanted to make me cruel, and he's like,
I needed a worthy adversary to stay sane.
Did I do a good job, Papa?
Was I worthy?
No.
But you put on a good show.
Outstanding.
Adrian is such a son of a bitch.
He stabs him with a horseshoe
all that time, and so he's very familiar with how a very base level of life that they are.
Yeah.
They're not even close to his level.
He doesn't see them as beings.
Yeah. He kills them like it's nothing, so yeah, clearly, yeah. But yeah, so he escapes, he gets turned gold in hibernation, and I'm like, well, this show is bonkers. Okay. And then does it cut to 2008?
No.
Then it's it cuts to now where they're wheeling him back into a room to decarbonate him.
Yes.
And also, as they're thawing him out of the statue, essentially, Lady True goes to her mom, and it's like, hey...
Her mom clone.
Oh, yeah, her mom clone. It's like, hey, I know this timing sucks, but he might say something. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm your mother. I was like, oh, so she figured that out.
Yeah, and Lady True has, a moment of clarity, or oh, it's finally working. My daughter clone mom is working, and she's turning into my mom, but she's 15. I'm like, what a woman.
And now my dad is here.
And now my dad's
here. He called me daughter.
Yeah. And she's like, thank you. I appreciate the sentiment.
That you took the time to spell out the word daughter. That must have been a lot of work.
Yeah. Were those bodies? And he's just like, yeah, they were. Yeah.
I bet that's a cool story.
She's so condescending to him. I love it. Yeah,
because she thinks she's one.
Yeah.
And then when he finally gets out and looks at Beyond, he's like, you cloned your daughter? Or you cloned your mother? And he's like, Does he say something?
Yeah, he says something. Yeah. But we finally learned what the Millennia Clock is for, and we were all wrong.
It was the contraption that will absorb Dr. Manhattan's power and transfer it into Lady True.
Yes. So all the theories or the ideas of like Lady True wasn't directly working with the 7th Cavalry, but she was letting them do it. So she basically to do the work for her. So they would capture Dr. Manhattan, and she would basically take the credit for it because it's kind of her idea anyway. In a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, where do we go from here?
Because she knew.
Yeah.
Because Will Reeves knew.
Yes.
And Will Reeves knew because Dr. Manhattan knew, and Will Reeves thus told her what they were doing because of Dr. Manhattan.
Yes. But Lady True... good jump, Emma. Yeah, so Lady True is the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's... yeah, she has a good jump. Lady True is definitely a bad guy. She says she wants to... take Dr. Manhattan's powers to like get rid of nukes and stuff, and she does kill a bunch of white supremacists.
But when it's first revealed, we think, oh, is she actually in lead with Cyclops?
Yes. Yeah. At first, I did think that,
but I'm like, she's got to be lying to them on some big level because like she's not going to let Joe King Jr. be.
Yeah. Like she thaws out Ozzy Diet or Adrian Veidt. They go to the newspaper stand next.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And then Adrian's like, "Good Lord, I can't
get used to. It's nice to see you in the flesh. Get used to it because it's the last time I'll be in it."
Yeah.
And also the whole like Adrian be like, "Holy crap, Robert Redford's still president? How is that still a thing?"
And it's also like sad for him because like he's the one who put
as
in
if
power.
Any cowboy actor could ever become president without me.
Yeah.
Reagan. It's great because he seems almost sad that like Robert Redford's still president and nobody gives a shit. And, like, nobody knows who you are, and it's like everything he's done has kind of been for, like, almost nothing, because, like, the world's back to shit.
You could do, like, birthday parties or something.
Yeah, like, wow, you look like Ozzy. You can do birthday parties. And it's like, oh, you son of a bitch.
They're like...
I think he walked into the jungle. It just didn't come back. Yeah. He's living with the animals now.
Actually, he was on the moon of Europa, living in a paradise. And or prisoner.
Slowly, quietly going insane.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, man, you're crazy. And then, like... True comes. She actually gives the newspaper to Beyond's like, hey, this is for the time capsule.
I love his symbol on his nice silver jacket.
It's
so good.
Yeah, it's kind of subtle.
It's true,
very subtle, but
it's true. But also, it's the triangle, all-seeing eye.
Ozzy's eye.
Yeah, eye of horse. Yeah. Is this when we go to Cyclops meeting?
Yeah. Well, we see a bunch of Cadillacs drive up, and we see him do the wheelchair, and I'm thinking, is that Joe King Sr.?
Well, I
had a feeling.
Yeah, I first saw the wheelchair, so I thought it was Will, but...
I did too, and then it was Joe King Jr., a white guy who stepped out, and a white guy got out, and I'm like, oh, I also thought Joe King Sr.
Yeah. And who was the original guy?
Because who else would be a white guy in a wheelchair we give a crap about at this point?
But Joe King Sr. is the guy who did the Keen Act, which outlawed masks back in the 80s, so it's cool to see that character come back and get annihilated.
And he's a racist. Like, he goes out, does the Cyclops thing. It's like, oh, you are a racist.
Yeah. But all these politicians and, like, the leaders of Cyclops are coming in. You're like, oh, man, this is a big all-white supremacist party. Oh, boy. And Laurie's just there strapped in still.
Yeah.
Yeah. We learn, thank the Lord, that Wade is there.
Yep.
And he
comes
just
right up.
He slowly
like, don't look at me.
Don't look at me. He's like, is that you, Mirror God? You know what the fuck my name is, girl. Like, oh my
God. It's Looking Glass.
Like he can't help but say it anyway.
So good.
He's like, just wait a minute, and I'll get you out of here. And then Joe King goes on his racist tirade of like, God.
His southern drawl ticks up like 3 notches.
Yeah.
And he becomes so insufferable.
Yeah, Dr.
And the
Southern
whole thing
Manhattan.
is so uncomfortable in the sense of like, I hate that this conversation happens in the real world.
Yeah, he's like, they took our guns, and then they said we had to say sorry, and like
for the color of our skin.
Yeah, we're not,
and stuff people did decades ago.
Yeah,
and we're not that.
Yeah, it's really good. And he's like, it's time to put the power back in our hands.
We had to make this lithium cage by melting down all them watches.
Now we know what those watches
are
for.
All these questions are answered. Like, what do you need watches for? What's going on? What the heck is going on here? It's like,
why didn't Judd care about it?
Yeah.
Because he knew what it was for.
Yeah,
exactly.
Judd was 100% in on it, unfortunately.
Such a bummer.
Yeah. He was in on the White Knight, too.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when because one of the guys, the one who was supposed to shoot Angela, didn't get like...
he got teleported.
Yeah.
So what did Judd do? Become best friends.
Yep, with Angela.
With the one who was Dr. Manhattan's wife.
Yep.
Until they were ready.
Yeah. It's some insidious shit, and it's like it's such good writing and good character stuff with Judd because like Judd is such a character who's not really in the show that much, but he has such a presence. and he starts so high, and now he's just so low because he's a villain.
Because you'll go back and it'll be like, you're just here. Because we were like, if he's so racist, why is he such good friends with Angela?
Because he's keeping tabs on her.
Because he's keeping tabs on Dr. Manhattan.
He's spying. God.
Oh, piece of crap.
Yeah, watch the eggs, guys.
Rat ass.
Rat
bastard.
You're the egg.
Yeah, true. So Joe Keaton's like starts stripping, and he's in that super awesome Dr. Manhattan V. And Laurie's like, you look like shit in those Speedos, bro.
Panties.
And he's like,
oh yeah.
He's like, oh, well, I'm blue. I don't need my dick to be hanging around because I'm already too powerful. And he
Real quick, just if there is a season 2, that's episode 1.
What?
I'm blue, dabba-dee-dabba-da.
Go listen up. No, man.
Oh my god.
So yeah, Joe Keaton's in his stupid Speedo.
Giving us such a stupid speech. And all the white people are eating it up so much.
And he's like, I'm about to go into this box, the fly-looking box. I'm gonna become Dr. Manhattan, guy. It's gonna be so great. And he goes in the box and he shuts the door.
Angela shows up.
Angela shows up, right? Okay.
With a gun.
Yes.
And she's like, stop, because Lady True's got you.
And they're like, right. Well, we stole her stuff. She's like, because she let you.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
And he proves himself to be as dumb and white as he is. And he says, like, we can put you down like the black dog you are, or something like that. And Lori turns away and is like, shoot him. Shoot this guy right now.
Just shoot this mother right now.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, sorry, no.
Okay, so yeah, Angela shows up. Is this when the place gets teleported?
Once he
steps inside.
Yes. Shuts
the door.
And they activate it.
They hit the button, and that teleports them to the middle of
the Tulsa Square.
Yeah, Greenfield.
Yeah, Greenfield.
Yeah, where the massacre occurred.
Yeah, where the massacre happened.
The heart of the massacre.
Where the Dr. Manhattan booth is. Yeah.
Yeah. So the switch, I want to say, teleported them.
Yes.
And they were just setting up, and because knowing True, she has this whole thing calculated and planned out.
Oh yeah.
So she's probably sitting there going 3.
Oh, they're immediately on the scene using magnets to grab all the guns.
Oh yeah, and then everyone's like, "What the frack just
Everyone
happened?"
teleported, so everyone's like frazzled,
disoriented.
Yeah, and then of course
some are thrown up.
Yep, and then they get all the guns away, and she's like,
cool magnet shields.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
and then they're like, True goes into her own speech. She's like, "Oh yeah, hand me the paper that Will gave me," and she is going off on like, "Hey, you're
it's Will's speech.
It's Will's
about
speech.
Them, yeah.
It's so good.
And of course, like the white racist
Jane
bitches
Crawford.
they are,
Yeah.
she cuts her off and says, "Just do it.
We don't care about your speech."
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, we had to listen to Joe Keaton Jr.'s speech.
Yeah.
I want to hear this speech.
Yeah. No, I love it because she starts the speech and like, white supremacy is bad and you've killed
What did you think she was going to do to them?
I thought she was I figured she was going to kill them, but just not in that way. I figured she would have teleported them somewhere.
I thought she was going to force them to experience black pain,
Yeah,
as we discussed.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was going to reverse engineer that on them to the point of insanity.
Okay. That would have been cool once we got to the point where it was her saying, I want to become Dr. Manhattan. It didn't lose value, but it just seemed like, okay, it's a little more simpler than I probably thought it was.
Yeah, I still kind of hope that would be it because I felt like that was Will Reeves' justice because she said, I promised Will justice.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, that'd be cool if she turns those beams and it's immediate feel that pain.
Trauma.
Because I think that's such a cool tool to turn on white supremacists. It's not just killing them.
Yeah, make them feel it.
Make them feel everything that they've ever wreaked on others.
Yeah. That would have been a cool twist. Also, I guess
it's what I was thinking was going to happen. It's also what I was hoping was going to happen.
I mean, it is getting justice for Will also could just mean killing 20 evil white dudes.
All of Cyclops.
Yeah, so I mean,
all the head of Cyclops.
So yeah, either way, but the speech that she's giving,
and it ain't like Hydra.
Cut off the lids. Lady Chu's giving the speech, and then Jane's like, Are you gonna kill us? What the hell's going on? She's like,
just do it.
Just do it. We don't care.
You're gonna kill us, right?
Just
she's like,
we're evil.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna kill you.
I freaking love it when she's just like,
oh
yeah, I'm gonna kill you all.
Hit that button, Beyond.
And she kills them.
Yeah.
She literally blows them up.
Dr. Manhattan explodes them.
It's like
good.
There's nothing left. There's nothing.
But also, before that,
she opens.
She's like, he's not in there, is he?
Yeah.
Joe Keaton Jr. didn't go in there, did he?
She the whole time we sit there, the three of us are just like,
and
please
makes
die.
Her fatal mistake. Mm-hmm. Opens it up and lets a vat of blood spill into the lithium cage.
It's like The Shining. Just a bunch of blood just pours out.
And she's like, "Hey, you might want to do."
that all of them died.
Yeah.
I was so glad because they were so annoying.
The only thing that would have been better if Joe Keen's door was see-through and we could see him explode, that would have been just a little icing on the cake. But the fact that he's a super dead goopy boy is still good. Yeah. Blood starts spilling into the lithium cage, so Cal does a little boop and sends his powers through the blood and transport his kids away. Not Angela.
Well,
no, he transports.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lori.
The kid's already gone.
He transports Lori,
Ozzy,
Wade, and Ozzy.
That's right. Sorry.
Because Angela's not standing in the blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
he chose not to.
She has to be there for this because she has to be there for everything to witness everything. So Ozzy, Wade, and Lori end up in Karnak. And he's like, why did they bring us back to Karnak? And Ozzy's like, I can save the world again!
He doesn't say that. He says, to save the day, of course.
Yes. And it's funny because Ozzy, again, is the one who has to save the world. In a weird way that unexpected.
Strange way.
From his own spawn who wants to be like him. She's like a Kylo Ren in a way, but worse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's like a fanboy. She's a fanboy.
She is.
Yeah.
She is.
And she's also really smart, so like that helps. But the people get transported to Karnak, and they're like, well, what can we do from here that would help? And like, what if we drop some squids? But
Wade's just so like,
well, you mean this is the place where it all happens? You're a murderer! And he's just like, oh my god, get over it, dude.
It's like, I saved the world from nuclear annihilation. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Quit your hayseed reporting and let me do my work.
We do hear that the squids are automatic, so that answers one of my questions of who does it when he's gone? It's automatic. It's fine. But he's like, okay, what if we...
Interesting fact. So Dr. Manhattan, the lithium, Joe Keen Jr. points out that the lithium is displacing him in time. So he's like, "Where are you?" And he said he's in 1985, and he's constantly saying things from across his entire
from the comics and stuff. Yeah. All you ever see of stars are their old photographs. I'm like, that's such a good line. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so we can drop squids, but Ozzy says I designed the squids to dissipate on impact, like no harm, no casualties. But if I freeze them before I send them, it will basically rain hail, squid hail. So
big heavy hail.
So he's like, hey, Wade, go turn the thermometer down to 22 degrees and get that thing real icy. And then they hit the button.
I hope you don't like anybody that's down there.
Anyone in a 5-block radius is gonna die, basically.
Meanwhile, Lady True freaking out. Where did you send them?
He's like,
you think I need an audience for this? I don't need an audience for this.
And she's literally like a little baby. Like
she is so pouty. She's like, I wanted my mom to watch this. I wanted my dad to see this, but no, I guess, you know what, fine. I'll just bring him back when I become you. So I'm going to murder you right now.
So the Millennium Clock, the clock itself actually doesn't do anything. It releases a orb, like a spherical orb that spins, that contains Dr. Manhattan's power, that will, the problem with Joe Keen, you can't just transfer direct power like that. You have to funnel it. You have to filter it through mumbo-jumbo science shit. So she has a device, so she can transfer the power to her, no problem. So she goes into her machine, and she's like next to a statue of Jesus doing the same thing, and she's like, I'm ready to be Dr. Manhattan.
Meanwhile, it's absorbing his power away.
Yeah, it's like
and
little
Angela's
meters
watching
down.
it happen.
I almost started crying there in the scene.
As we see the blue being ripped up from him.
Cal is experiencing time crazily, right? And Angela's there, and she's like, what are you seeing? And then it cuts to like a mini montage of all the different moments of their life.
More importantly, the moments he couldn't remember until now.
Yes. And he's like, I'm experiencing everything we've ever been through all at once. And he's crying, and she's crying, and I'm almost crying. And then he's blue, and then he turns into Cal for a second. And
for the last second to tell her that he says, I love you, Angela.
Yeah.
Don't touch the light.
Don't touch the light. And then
he says that before the beam turns on.
No, but I'm saying he says don't touch the light.
And then he dies.
Then
he's gone.
He's gone for good.
He's trapped up in some weird portal thing. And I was like,
or just his power.
But then, I think Cal's dead. I think whatever body. I would assume he's dead.
No, I'm saying just his power is trapped up in there.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Like not him himself as a being.
Yeah, but I think now that power is probably dissipated or gone. After the events. But so Lady True.
My point being, he ceases being John or Dr. Manhattan, and the power is in the ball.
Yes,
now.
and then his body is just disintegrated in the box. But Lady True is hands out, ready to party, ready to be Dr. Manhattan, and a mother effing frozen squid shoots through her hand as
right before the
Karnak?
No.
The hail?
Right before the hail, the phone rings at the Dr. Manhattan booth.
Oh, it's Laurie.
Yeah.
And it's Laurie. Bian answers it, gives it to Angela, and then she's like, what? He's like, you gotta get... And then we hear
before that, Bian says, you gotta get your friends out of here because the police are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You gotta get them back. They're gonna get hurt.
Yeah. And then a call happens.
Yeah.
And then Laurie's like...
And then the squid falls, literally makes a hole in Lady True's hand.
I always love shots of, like, people who get shot, and it's like, they do the camera through the hole, and I'm just like, that's a big hole, Lady True! I hope you're gonna be Dr. Manhattan soon. She doesn't. It doesn't end that way.
I'll show her a rerun.
Yeah. It starts raining frozen squids. People are getting pelted. They're dying real hard. Lady True's Dr. Manhattan portal is getting beat to shit. It powers down, falls right on her.
And right before it falls, the statue of Jesus that they use for the fake church crumbles. The crucifix crumbles.
Yep.
God
is dead.
She's like, mother effer.
Yep. In Vietnamese. Yep.
Dead.
Yep. Poor Bian had to watch her daughter die. Mom-daughter. You know,
that is weird.
It's hilarious. I love it.
Angela uses the lid and escapes.
Yes, there's a lid for
Dreamland Theater.
A true box. And she runs to the theater where who's waiting for him?
Will
and the kids.
Which she knew were there.
Yes.
Because John did bring that up.
Yes. And they have a really, really sweet scene, which Will kind of like. This is the scene like, all right, if you actually didn't get any of it yet, here's where it's a nice little explanation, just to keep you guys up if you weren't up there. He's like, yeah, I wore a mask to try to hide my pain, but that's the thing, masks don't hide pain, they just make it worse.
I didn't want to do a lot of these steps, but he said it was the only way.
Yeah. And he's like, did you take my pills? And she's like, yeah. He's like, oh, you saw my shit!
To make an omelet, you gotta break a few eggs. Said you understand when the time is right.
Yeah. Egg stuff!
What's that supposed to mean? Time ain't right yet.
What was the other thing she didn't understand? Don't touch the light.
Don't touch the light.
She said, I don't understand that, and I still don't understand.
Let me think.
I want to say the light is the light that was coming down.
It can't be that.
That's
too simple.
See, we sometimes normally record this like a day or two after, and I usually watch episode 1 or twice, or I look at Peteypedia because I release it the day after. So I'm sure it's there. We just didn't see it this time. I'm sure it's something. Watch it be the one time where it doesn't make any sense. It's like,
no, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, there are some questions that go unanswered. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one. I wouldn't be surprised if this is John seeing further into her future and him saying something that can potentially be a story element if Lindelof decided to come back and make another story.
All right.
I like it. All right.
I don't think that we actually have a clear answer in this episode because from the moment he said it, I was looking for it. And I'm like, I don't think that can be anything in here.
Yeah. That makes sense, yeah.
Because the only light she even gets close to touching is a bedroom light. And she turns it from day to stars.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
So where were we?
They're in Dreamland.
Going to Dreamland, talking to Will.
Yeah, talking to Will, getting caught up on that.
Yeah.
And
they have a really sweet part where after everything they've been to, like adversaries, like they're finally like together, like on the same level. And he was there to help her the whole time.
Yeah, and he's talking. This is the first time he gets to talk to her about like, you took my pills, you felt everything, right?
Yeah, my origin story.
And we see the flashback of like what I said is definitely the most traumatizing thing for
her being hung.
hung.
Yeah. That's again always going back to the imagery is really powerful because like she sells it so well. But she does this sweet thing of like
Regina King's so killer in this. Yeah, I mean the cast is great. It's so cool to see all the pieces together.
Yes, they all like Ozzy being there, like all
of it coalescing.
Yeah.
That's incredible. But like, we didn't even touch on when Laurie sees John.
Oh God!
Oh, it's so sad. Yeah, it's brief. Yeah,
she is like, oh shit.
Yeah. The first thing he sees when he gets up from the thing is his ex-girlfriend. And, like, she's clearly distraught, and, like, she still has feelings for him, and it's like, man, you guys have had a day. You had a day. But Angela asks Will, like, where are you staying? And he's like, oh, I'm staying in a motel. And it's like, I got a guest bedroom. Why don't you come sleep with me? And I'm like, that is some bonding. That is some family connections happening. I love it. And then they walk out. There's a bunch of dead bodies on the floor.
And the Dreamland Theater says, Dr.
M. Mother effers. Yeah. Don't touch that light. Keep it Dr. M forever.
What's the song playing? It's a song from Oklahoma. I just don't remember it.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Man, let's see. What happens after that? I don't remember.
They go through the bakery.
Right. Okay.
And
Topher sees his mom.
Topher sees that she's Night Sister.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what his reaction is.
He's like
more like awe.
Yeah, I think just like a general just kind of misunderstanding of who she was.
Yes. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And just an acknowledgement of like, this is what you've been, and yeah.
Because wasn't her whole thing of like masks are bad? Like she was telling him like if the world's black and white and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So maybe
the world. We know that the world, is black and white and not all.
So I think him finding out that his mom does wear a mask is like a little bit of a shock, probably.
Yeah. And then we get. I want to say after that we get a cut to
Karnak.
Yeah, back to Karnak because
I did some repairs on it.
Yeah, Ozzy's like, yeah, it was frozen in the snow, which did because I thought they flew back.
Nope,
they did. They were teleported.
They were teleported.
Okay. Oh yeah, in the book they were teleported. In the movie that Ooh, brain.
It's okay.
Yeah, because he's like, hey, I dug it out of the snow, did some repairs, and I heard that the Tulsa police they use the same design. So
they use Dryberg's design.
Yeah, Dryberg's design. Yeah. So can you fly that and mirror and looking?
I almost
called him Mirror Glass.
Yeah,
Looking
Mirror
Glass
guy.
is like I almost certainly can.
Yep, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to see the original Archie, and Lori even recognizes it.
It's a very sweet moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
then they're like, all right, well, have a good flight. She's like, no, you're coming with us.
Oh, right.
He's
like, why?
Why?
You killed 3 million people, Adrian. You're under arrest.
Yeah. So I thought here was going to be a recreation of the end of Watchmen with I thought Wade was going to get killed by Ozzy here. I thought for a second Lori was going to continue to go along with the ruse and be like, Wade, no, this is how it has to be. I'm glad they didn't do that. I'm glad Ozzy got knocked out by a wrench.
She's a more mature person who's like,
yeah.
You know what? I don't think the world needed this.
Yeah.
I don't think the world needed you to save it. I don't think the world needs people like you to make decisions like that.
Before that, they're talking and like, yeah, I work for the FBI. He's like, you work for the FBI? He's like, dude, I'm
a vigilante hunter.
I'm the world's best vigilante hunter. Yeah. And he's like, okay.
And then, well, also what he's saying is like, oh, if you tell everyone what, he's like, you don't have proof. And Wade is like, I got it right here, dude.
Gotcha, buddy.
I got the whole thing.
When Adrian first sees Lori, he's like, hello, and she's like, Adrian. Shit, am I dead?
Like, not yet.
He also calls her by her maiden name.
Suspeccia, yeah.
Yeah. And one of my favorite bits is like, Adrian's all going, oh, but then they're going to use the bombs, they're going to kill each other. She's like, yeah, people keep saying the world's going to end, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
So screw you.
Nothing ever ends.
Yeah.
She's like, well, what are you going to do? You just going to go in and arrest the president anyway? She's like, Maybe. And then he goes to another monologue where he just takes a wrench and knocks them the F out.
Playing his music. And then, bam, music cut.
Yep. Just knock him out. They drag him to Archie and
So they walk into the home.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to get some sleep, but Angela has to clean up an egg mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But one egg is undamaged.
Yeah, you see a quick flash of when the eggs drop, when Manhattan's like, oh, watch the eggs. And then,
watch the eggs, and it's important you see me like this.
On the
standing
pool.
on water, and she's remembering making cracks.
Yep, making cracks.
About walking on water
Yeah.
if she ate an egg with his abilities in
Yes,
it.
And I posited last week, I thought like maybe something with the kids would be involved because he was always making them food, but it's kind of the same idea, just differently. There's one egg left in that broken egg carton, and she takes it, she walks over to the pool, she does just eat it raw, like Sylvester Stallone, like being a bodybuilder, and it does the most Inception of endings, where she just puts her foot on the water.
Very slowly.
Her foot touches the water. Cut the credits.
Cut to black.
What do you guys think? Do you think she has those abilities? What does your heart tell you?
I mean, yeah.
Yes, I agree.
100%.
I think
like no way that he leaves all those clues and then it does nothing.
So many egg things. Yeah, all the eggs.
No, it's 100%.
She got the power.
I'm willing to bet she got the power.
She's Dr. Manhattan.
Yep. She is. I just love my kitty cat. She likes Dr. Manhattan too.
What a crazy story.
Yes, and that's how it ends, right? There's no post credit scene.
No post credit. It just ends right there. It ends with "I Am the Walrus," a good cover of that, and ooh.
So yeah. Besides like Lube Man, who I think is Petey. I think we can. I assume that's Petey.
I assume it's Petey.
Are there any things that you guys don't think got mentioned, or things you wanted to see more of? Because like I'm trying to think. Like I was very satisfied with the finale. Besides like tiny things like a Lube Man, which isn't really important. Everything was covered that I wanted covered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like because Judd, we find out that Judd was in on it the whole time. Yep. We find out that the White Knight was a conspiracy for Joe King to get into the White House. Or
it's a proxy
Joe King
war.
Jr. To get into the White House. It was just because in the beginning of the first episode, we see Judd as, oh, hey, he's such a good guy. We like him. And now it's like, no, he was a racist a-hole.
He's the the fake poster boy.
Yeah, and it hurt. Yeah. It hurt.
It was a betrayal.
It was.
Hey. Be nice. It was sad.
But still, everything else, I mean, minus Lube Man, but that's just like a nitpick, so.
Lube Man.
Either way, it was, I mean, seriously, that whole show just took off, and it took off, it just kept climbing, and when it did eventually have to land, it stuck the landing.
Yeah, every plot point eventually connects together, whether it's the Seventh Cavalry and Cyclops, or in Lady True and Joe Keane and Dr. Manhattan. Like, it all is weaved so seamlessly, where, like, I'm not going to watch it anytime soon, but I bet if I rewatch the season, everything will be there, like, from the beginning. And it's just like, of course it's all right there. The freaking golden statue, dude. I still can't get over it. I love it.
I cannot wait to own this. I think I'm going to digest for a while.
Well, yeah.
And once this comes out on Blu-ray, I'm buying it.
I want all the special features.
There is no way I'm not buying this on Blu-ray.
Yeah. All the actors are great. I do want to give credit to the guy who plays Cal, because it's a very interesting type of acting to play someone who's like removed from his emotions, trying to show emotion, and I think that dude does a really good job.
I agree.
Especially at the end when he's crying, and it's like, oh man, Dr. Manhattan's a person. Like, he might be a god, but he's still a dude.
He's been
especially because he remembers being Cal.
Yeah,
I mean, that guy's been in 2 DC properties, and he's nailed them both.
Yeah, he's a killer.
Oh yeah,
Killer Queen.
I don't even want to try and pronounce his name.
Yeah,
I know what it is, but I'm not gonna try.
Yeah. Let's see.
We love you though. You're amazing.
Yes.
If this ever comes across, if you come across this, we love you.
That's true. Yes. So does Sterling K. Brown. He loves him too.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else you guys want to add? I think this is a pretty perfect finale for me. Almost perfect season of a show.
We never get an explanation of the elephant in the room.
It's I think it's just elephants have the best memory. And it's just... Oh, you're making a joke, damn it. Are you making a joke? I thought you were being serious about the elephant in the room.
It's not something you need explained more
no,
than it is there.
See, for a second I thought you were joking, but then he didn't make a thing and you didn't make a face, so I
thought about it.
Go for it.
I was like, are you seriously going about that, or are you serious? Do you seriously want to talk about the elephant in the room? Do you seriously want to talk about that?
Then I always want to talk about
elephant
the
on Europa. Had a little egg pod in it. Yeah. Yeah. Hey guys, Watchmen's great. If you're watching this season finale, you probably watched it. I want to know what you guys thought about it. Why don't you tell me?
I think it's quite incredible that this show took on white supremacy the way it did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. It's a really good show. Keeps up the spirit of the comic while bringing it into a modern time, real political issue and representing that incredibly well. I'm gonna argue better than any other piece of like comic book superhero literature of like the mainstream media has done. I won't say like specifically like comics because I know there's a lot of indie comics that are tackling that topic that do it
of course.
Well, but like of Marvel or DC certainly, but of what we see on television, what we see in movies, it's the best.
Yeah. And again, like,
it's thoughtful.
It's
and thought provoking.
Yes. If you've seen the reviews online, like a lot of people don't like the show, but clearly, like,
gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. And I still see new reviews. Like, people are still watching the show if they hate it. I'm like, wow, you guys are just hate watching to hate watch it, aren't you? Give them those views, baby. Give them that second season. They don't give a shit.
They're giving them the ratings.
Yeah.
I think that Watchmen easily could have a second season if they want to. I just hope that they don't do it unless they really want to.
Yeah. And the creator, David Lindelof, has said, I have not signed on for a second season. I don't really want to do a second season. I designed this to be a solid one-season thing. That being said, anything can happen.
Yeah, and that's the best part. It is a one-season thing. The whole season has a beginning, a middle, an end, and it ties everything up so seamlessly. There could be room for a second season, but like you said, Sparks, I don't want them to do it unless they for sure have a set story and they have a set direction and they know exactly where they want to go.
If there's never any more, I won't be upset.
Not at all.
Same here.
No. And it just reminds me of the before Watchmen comics, because some of those books are well written, good books, but they fundamentally are just not Watchmen books because it's just like explaining the backstory of characters, and that is not what people go to Watchmen for. So like having this show be a sequel while still giving us like prequel-esque stuff is is really good for someone who really likes Watchmen. And I got the tattoo. Like, I never thought I would see something like this on mainstream HBO television that also is really political, but like is really caring about its politics. It's not just doing it to do it.
I hope this is a turn in our media, and I really do want to stress this, because I mean, like, outside of comic book shows, there are not a lot of shows that will be this honest about the problem of white supremacy in our country, the problem of the ideology against people of color that is happening in our country, or sexism. Yeah. Either of those things. Like, this show went there. It really, really tried to push that and go there, and that's awesome. And I hope that this doing as well as it did is a beginning of a trend where we can be more direct, where we can be more honest.
If anything, I like... Usually the big success of something like this will allow other things to happen. So it like...
Watchmen the comic inspired so many more things
100%.
Of its nature to occur in the comic world.
Lots of people quote Watchmen as being the death of comic books because it changed things in such a drastic way to make them more mature, and a lot of people don't like that. That's why people don't like Watchmen. And I get that. Things got to evolve. It can't all be for kids. It changed
everything, and I hope that this... is a kind of sea change in television as well. I hope that now we can see things where it's like, oh no, we're gonna like, and not just the topics that are here, but like all the topics that are relevant to today. School shootings. We can be more direct about the conversation involved in these things. All kinds of things are now open to discussion. If we want to be there, because Watchmen did it. And Watchmen did it, and people cared.
Yes, and
Watchmen did it.
Yeah. And it's very well received, and I don't know how well the numbers are, but a lot of people are watching it. A lot of people who don't read the comic, which just goes to show how good the show is. That you don't need to know the source material to appreciate the show.
Now, I know I told you guys this earlier when we were having lunch, but a gentleman at my work came up to me and asked me if I watched the show Watchmen. I said yes. I think it's one of the best shows on television right now.
Is that lunch?
Earlier today, yeah.
We've been recording for like 12 hours.
It's been a long day. But I was telling him, I was like, yeah, if you like comic book stuff, if you know anything about Watchmen, I think it's one of the best shows on this entire year. He's like, oh, cool. And he asked, apparently his only connection to Watchmen was the movie. And I told him this was the sequel to the comic book. And he was even asking me, he's like, oh, should I read it? I was like, you don't have to,
but you should.
But it helps. Mm-hmm. And he seemed very interested. So I was like, I'm glad people are actually now caring. Is like, hey, all I know of Watchmen was that movie, and maybe I think there was a book. I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
So maybe should I give the show a watch? I'm like, yes, you should give the show a watch. I mean, if you're watching us talk about it, then you already know.
I will not be shocked if after like the new year comes out, if Watchmen isn't one of like the top selling books for Christmas. Because like that happens sometimes with like book adaptations, comic adaptations. Like they hit a little bit of a hot streak. So like I'm wondering for Christmas, like, oh, I gotta read that book. Like,
oh yeah, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I'm willing to. I don't know the numbers, but I'm willing to bet once after that first season of Game of Thrones, book sales went whoop.
100%. Yeah. I don't think I have much more to say about this. Excellent piece of television.
I don't feel like we talk a lot about like how good the cast is. A lot of our main characters: Ozzy, Angela, Lori,
Wade,
John. All of them incredible.
Even the assholes are really good.
I need to give shout outs to Joe King Jr. That actor does a really good job of being a person you really want to see die.
I've never been in a fight in my life, and I want to punch him so at the ass. I've never wanted to hurt someone.
The way he starts talking, the second it's revealed that he was part of Cyclops, it's like, I want to punch you in the face. Yeah. So damn hard.
The arrogance and... just absolute
douchiness, confidence.
It's the confidence, it's the arrogance, and the hubris to believe that not only is he going to win, but that he deserves it.
Yeah,
and of course, just infuriating.
Just because Angela's a black woman, he thinks she's trying to play him, so he literally walks into the chamber to his own death.
Yeah, that's pretty good, yeah.
The arrogant fool.
And again, like, he's been an asshole, like, almost this whole show, but there's really something special about him walking around in a bunch of Speedos saying, you took my guns? You took my racism?
Yeah, there's something so interesting about the way he gives the speech while stripping.
Yes, he's literally stripping going, I'm gonna become a god for you people. I'm like, this dude
all white people, I'm a big god.
He is so full of it. And
then Lady True comes in and is like, is this your king?
Yeah. Legitimately, like one of the best racists I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's like him and Sam Rockwell are like, man, they know how to be good assholes. I'm like, I hope this guy doesn't get typecasted.
I know.
He's so good. Yeah.
Great actor. Character. Punch in the face.
Yeah.
I love that Southern drawl.
Good job. Good job. You did a good job.
Yeah.
Being absolutely infuriating.
Yeah. My life doesn't work as a white man. Might as well try being a blue one.
John, you're an asshole.
I can't wait to rewatch the whole shebang.
Yeah.
In one go, because I've rewatched like 1 or 2 episodes already. Just in like passing of other people watching it, and already picked up on more details and more connections and everything. Yeah. What did the painting mean?
The Alexander one?
No. Go back. The one that was the title. The
Comanche
Warriors.
Well, I still think it's using a shield, like it's using other people as shields to. I think it might have been talking about Lady True using the 7th Cavalry as like kind of like a shield to get her goal going.
Interesting.
Maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Judd was working with them, but in turn kind of working for her. Because like it was her plan the entire time in a way.
Because I feel like I'm close, but I haven't totally nailed the message of that.
I think it might be like you're attacking the 7th Cavalry, the horses, when you should be attacking the Comanches, who is Lady True. Maybe. I'm sure.
But Judd has it in his house.
Yes, because Joe gave it to him, and Joe is 7th Cavalry. I don't know. We'll have to think
7th
on
Cavalry hiding.
Well, that was the second episode,
the
right?
FBI. Yeah, second episode.
Okay.
Like hiding in plain sight. Like Cyclops is hiding behind something else.
Right.
Oh, it's Cyclops.
It's Cyclops hiding behind everything else.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hiding behind 7th Cavalry or Joe or anything. Yeah. I think that might be it. Look at that. We're crime fighting. Detective Sullivan.
Trying to figure out the meanings behind meanings.
Yes.
I just want to be sure. I'm like, they hit that painting really hard with the title of the episode and everything, and I'm like, I just want to be sure.
You're sitting there, you're like, what is the metaphor here?
Now that the final episode's out, there's going to be some awesome dude who just like watches it all at once and gives like a huge detailed essay and like, here's everything you guys missed in Watchmen.
It's Pedopedia of the book.
Yes, and then someone will make a beautiful YouTube video
honestly,
and then I'll share it.
And honestly, if that became printed, I'd probably buy it.
Yeah, Pedopedia.
Pedopedia of the book, yeah.
Dude, oh god, they have to do something like that. Like a little one.
No, they don't have to, but
they
they do.
So after this,
they'll put it in the steel book or something.
There you go.
So when this ends, oh god, I hope there's a steel book. When this ends, the world will find out that the Rorschach journal has been true.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because Ozzy is getting captured. Yes. God, yeah. Oh,
the whole world's gonna change.
Yeah. Man,
Dude, there are no more squids.
Yep.
That's not real.
Yep.
Squids were all from that one company the EDS company, they're going to go bankrupt in a heartbeat.
Yeah, man, it just adds so many wrinkles. We're like, I don't need a sequel.
Oh my god, if there is another, the Rorschach Journal being true will justify a wider spread version of the 7th Cavalry.
Yeah, it'll be like,
they'll feel justified.
It'll be like oh my god, what if it was like a second?
Because then they were wiped out.
Yeah.
They feel like a part of them was wiped out trying to cover this up.
What if there's like a second American Civil War in Watchmen?
Oh.
Oh my god. Brother versus brother again.
Oh, they could.
But then Dr. Manhattan is a black woman.
Yeah!
Oh!
Oh, let me see if I can find that quote real quick. You guys talk. I just found a great quote that I was talking to them about.
I don't know.
Sorry.
It's cool to dream. I don't need to see it.
Like,
it's cool to dream.
I can think of a few big plot
It's a fascinating and new open world. I don't need to see it.
Yeah, like I can think of a few more plot points for a season 2 if one does happen. But I'm not in control of the show, so I don't know.
Is this the quote you were reading earlier?
Good. And I don't want to force it.
Okay, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but if in fact Angela Abar is now empowered by the legacy of Will and Dr. Manhattan, she is ready to take on white supremacy in a way that Dr. Manhattan was never interested in taking him on. That's going to be a battle that's going to go until the end of time, unfortunately, because it's like more like pie in the sky. If I learned anything, like you cannot defeat white supremacy, but if you can attack it and challenge it, then it will slowly get slower. Like, it will get defeated. You cannot just defeat it in one swift stroke. You have to, like, combat it.
In one swift stroke?
In a swift stroke. I'm a mumbler, you guys know.
Well, also, you're very excited. We have been recording for 12 hours straight.
Yes, that's true, yes. But I think that is a really cool idea of, like, so what happens when Dr. Manhattan does have a soul? Oh, you got Superman! Somebody save me!
For that, was that Doomsday Clock.
Was that Doomsday Clock reference?
Somebody save me?
No.
No, for that you get Superman.
All right.
Yeah, just you get
Read
Superman.
Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, read that one. That one's coming out next week. So yeah, I think...
it should, unless it gets delayed again.
I think that'll do it for this beautiful season of Fake Nerds Watchmen. Fake Nerds Watchmen. I have been very happy this entire couple months. I have not been disappointed in one episode.
Not a single one.
Not a single one.
All killer.
All killer, yep.
Also, one little thing. I love how every title scene for the show starts off in a different way.
Oh.
I love how they had the little and and a marker, those little things that they have for. It said season 1, episode 9.
Where was the title card for the show? Do you remember where it showed up?
It was in the snow.
It was in the snow. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
When Lady True's walking up to Karnak.
Yes. Learn how they fly. What is
Like Lucy in the Sky,
See how they fly.
What is that referencing? Is it referencing Lady True spreading her wings? Is it referencing... What do we think it's referencing?
Hold up.
Squids.
Squids? Okay.
See how they fly.
Yeah.
See how they fly like Lucy in the Sky. See how they
You don't have to look up lyrics. I'm just like...
I used to know... Yeah. I used to know the lyrics.
What's flying? Let's think of something that flies. It's probably squids. See how they fly. Okay. Problem solved. FakeNerd's watch.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to the song on the way home. I'm gonna try and be like, I'm gonna try and decipher everything.
He'll Skype in a new section. Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, guys!
All right, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
I'm really sad that it's over, but I'm glad it ended beautifully.
Yeah, I'm content. I'm very satisfied.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I'm glad that this incredible piece that never needed to happen happened in such a magnificent, outstanding way, and I'm happy to watch it again and again. But I don't need more. I'm so happy to feel like they didn't put it in a way where I needed to know the next thing.
I think the closest thing for me that I would describe this or like relate it to is like Blade Runner 2049. That is a movie that never needed a sequel. But you give someone with enough passion and creativity to do something new, and it reinvents that world, and it makes it new and old at the same time, and that's what this show felt like.
Would you make an argument that Dr. Manhattan ultimately giving Angela his powers is his form of reparations for Vietnam?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
Ooh.
And because she is a black woman who comes from Vietnam. Her parents died because of Manhattan and Vietnam.
That's two types of trauma.
Yeah.
That's racism and
because
Vietnam.
she's Will Reeves and Vietnam War from Dr. Manhattan.
I think that's like, it's his last gift to her of like, you know what to do with this power. I'm going to give it to you.
Right. And even Ozzy saying someone who's trying to become a god isn't a good person.
Yes. And she wasn't trying to become a god. She got chosen to be.
Right.
She wasn't trying. Yeah.
No, I was talking about Lady True.
No, yeah.
Like Lady True, obviously she's a megalomaniac, but then Angela, she wasn't trying. She's like...
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Just eat an egg, baby.
Yeah. I think that's an interesting concept that like this in a way is Dr. Manhattan doing reparations for his greatest regret.
I love it. Yeah, that's cool. I love
that excellent take.
Yeah.
We're from the Fake Nerd Podcast.
Yeah.
You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts, and we sometimes have our episodes caught up on YouTube, but certainly not at this moment in time when this is recorded.
Yeah.
We are also doing other Fake Nerds watch shows. We're doing The Mandalorian. We are doing a Crisis on Infinite Earth special that's happening right now, speaking of Superman.
CW.
That's some good stuff. You should check that out. We did all of that today. Hence the shirts.
Just do a color correction.
You can check all those out here on YouTube in the very near future. We also have a Star Wars retrospective coming out. We're about to do a Rise of Skywalker review special.
Yeah, dude.
There's Basement Arcade sometimes for these guys,
and
that's everything that's happening. So please just check it all out. Rate, review, subscribe, all that.
I love you.
Stuff.
Love us. Yep.
I am Sparks Witty. You can find me at Sparks Witty on Instagram and Twitter. Ryan.
I am Emma the Kitty Cat. I'm at DJ Tony Snark and everything.
I'm BedMagnet27 on Instagram and Twitter.
Sounds good. So please go ahead, check out all that stuff. Tell us anything you thought about the entire incredible series,
Emma,
I'm going to say right now, of Watchmen.
I love this show! She's doing a drum solo.
Yeah. Let us know what you thought. We'd love to hear about it. Check out all our other content that's happening right now, and enjoy your holidays.
Is the Watchmen book down here?
No.
Until next time. Until the final time. Quieres tu quieres?
Stay fake, nerds.
Who watches The Watchmen?